We discussed about inheritance, what exactly this inheritance concept a few minutes before. The thing is, I want to explain about various types of inheritance in the next session. Okay, various types of inheritance in the next session. But on top of it, I just want to cover an intro to the small concept today. Okay, introduction to the small concept today. Okay, so let me start with an example. Assume that guys you are using an Android mobile phone. Okay, so I'm using an old Android mobile phone where in which I have saved all my contacts to my Gmail account and I linked my Gmail to the mobile. So here in this situation, what it will happen whenever we linked our contacts to our Gmail, what it will happen moving further if if I change my mobile wherever I want to use those contacts, simply I can sync that email automatically. All the contacts will be imported. Right, guys? All the contacts will be imported just with a simple email login itself. Assume that you have a purchased a new mobile. See, I'm using one Android mobile and I have a purchased a new Android mobile. I want to get all my contacts in that mobile. The only thing is, in the new Android mobile, if I log in with my existing Gmail, which has all the contacts, then I can simply get all the contacts which I have in my old mobile. The reason why we are getting all the contacts, we stored all contacts to your Gmail. Okay, we stored all your contacts to the Gmail account. That's the reason you will be getting down that particular information. Right. For suppose if you saved your contacts to a phone memory, then those contacts will be accessible within that mobile itself. Okay, those contacts will be accessible within that particular mobile itself. We can't access them outside that mobile. Right. So here the difference in this particular point is like storing the first one in local or on a cloud. So just I'm considering Gmail as a cloud. Local means it's a phone local memory. Because of this particular cloud one, syncing to a Gmail, I can reuse it irrespective of my devices. I can sign in with 10 different mobiles. I can import all the contacts within those 10 mobiles itself. There is no specific restriction. Whereas if I jump onto the local, basically, I need to type in one contact after another contact. Right? So this concept is managing the way how can I access the information outside that particular mobile. Right, basically outside that particular mobile, how I can access that information. If I want to access it globally, I can store my contacts to my Gmail. If I want to contacts only specific to the mobile, I can save it within the mobile. Right. This concept we can relate it to access modifiers in Java. Okay, access modifiers a concept in Java. So what exactly this access modifiers in Java? Okay, let me explain you this concept. Okay, so access modifiers using which we can set the level of access for that particular methods, class, variable, and as well as the constructors. So here access modifiers are the keywords in Java by which we can set the level of access for a class, methods, variables, and as well as a constructors in Java. So basically, I can set the level of access, in how many classes I can access this information, in how many packages I can access that information. All those things will be controlled with the help of this access modifiers in Java. And there are four different concepts of access modifiers in Java. One is a public, private, protected, and a default or a no access modifiers. These are the four different access modifiers. And one among these access modifiers has a concept of superclass and as well as a subclass. See here, this concept has a superclass and as well as a subclass. So to understand what is a superclass and a subclass, in the previous topics, we discussed about an inheritance. I know what is a superclass and what exactly is subclass now. So to explain this particular access modifiers, we have seen a brief introduction about an inheritance concept. Okay, just a relation between these things. Okay, so there are four different types of access modifiers we have in Java. That's the first thing which we need to consider. And why are we using these access modifiers means to set the level of access, we are using this access modifiers concepts. Okay, so it means if I have a defined a method in different things, or in which classes I can access that information, in which packages I can access that information, all those things we can handle using this particular access modifier concept. One thing is basically, if you clearly observe the test scripts, whatever we are creating, guys, almost everything we are defining a public, right? This public is an access modifier itself. So here, if you observe the first thing, it's a keyword in Java. Okay, it's a keyword in Java using which you can set level of access for all those things. There are four different types of access modifiers: default, private, protected, and a public. These are the four different access modifiers. Everything has its own significance. In the earlier example, saving a contact to your Gmail and saving a contact to your local memory, how there is a significant difference between those two. The similar way, we do have a difference between these four access modifiers available in Java. We will see in detailed example about this access modifiers in the next session. For now, I will give an introduction to public access modifier, just a theory concept. Okay, so what exactly this public access modifier means? All right, we should know some details about this public. The members of this public, like methods and classes, which are declared as a public, can be accessed from anywhere. There is a no restriction specific to the public. We can access them from the anywhere, any packages. We can access that information in a multiple packages and a multiple classes. You can access it. This modifier, it won't put any restriction for us on an accessing level. Okay, it won't put any restriction on an accessing level. So we can access public methods and as well as variables from all the classes of a same package or of a different package. Whether it is in a same package or whether it is in a different package, we can access this public information. Okay, whereas moving on to a private methods and variables can be accessed only within that particular class itself. Okay, the private information can be accessed within that class. If I have a defined something as a private, I can't access it outside that particular class. And even in a same package or on a different package also, we can access this private information. So how we are not going to access that information? Let's see with a practical example in the tomorrow's session, guys. Okay, let us continue this access modifiers concept with an example in the tomorrow's session.